welcome back to the Eaton Homestead. I'm Danielle. Long time no vlog. I'm not sure if my camera really can do it justice, but I had to show you that beautiful sunrise this morning. Excuse me. That beautiful sunrise that was purple and pink, like cotton candy pink. It was so pretty, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so pretty, I had to tell Wyatt.
You did. So we're just heading out this morning. We're gonna head down the driveway. It's kind of snowing, huh? Gross. Jerry, we hear you.
We hear you, dear. He wants to see us out from the vlog.
So we're heading down the driveway because we need to put the mail in the mailbox and
give some eggs.
Yes, we are dropping off a check and some eggs to our neighbor across the street. Hey, our neighbor across the street, because he pays for the dumpster and then we all pay our portion. There's no trash pickup out here in Litchfield, obviously, so we have a dumpster at the end of our driveway. It's very convenient, but we're just stopping by, being neighborly, and bringing some fresh eggs while we're at it. So when I say our neighbor, I mean Nate's uncle. We kind of have like a little bit of a compound thing going on here. It's a little funny, but we actually were given land by Nate's parents, and so we built our home here. And so we live next door to Nate's parents. Two of his uncles live across the street, and his cousin and his wife and their little baby live next door to us. So they have a big sign out in front of their house that says, "Welcome to Eatonville." So it's sort of the joke that we've got a little Eaton compound going. We need another sign on the other side that says, "Now leaving Eatonville," for the 5 houses that we have a little community going. It's lots of fun. Phew, it's cold out there. So one of the things that I wanted to show you was my little grow setup. I have made a few adjustments since I first set it up. One of them being that I have 4 of these shop lights, and originally I put one on each shelf. And what I found was that as I was starting some seedlings, my tomatoes and peppers and eggplants mostly, that the ones on the very edge were not getting enough light. So they were all kind of getting a little bit leggy and just reaching their way in. But so what I did is I took the 2 top shop lights and I moved them down. So now there's 2 lights per each shelf, and that seems to be working really well. I'm super excited about all my little seedlings here. Hi, buddy. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, sir. So in this tray is where I have started some of my flowers. I've got some daisies, some Love Lies Bleeding amaranth. I'm not really sure how to say it. Some pansies, a Swiss Giant. Hey, excuse me. A Swiss Giant, which is like a mixed color, and then a Black King. I got a lot of black flowers this year just because I thought they were really cool. I'm not really sure how well that design will all pan out, but down here is all the herbs that I've got started. So I had originally done just one little 6 plug of half oregano and half thyme, and then I realized that 3 was not going to be nearly enough. So I started another tray of thyme and another tray of oregano. Yeah, do gentle, please. The first seeds that I sowed, just the oregano, and 1 little thyme came up, so I re-sowed some more. I've got some lemongrass started. These are chives and some sage. So I'm holding off on the things like the basil and cilantro and dill that I know will grow really quickly. I don't need to start so soon, but I wanted these things to get a head start and be really well established for when I put them outside. You like that? Yeah. These are nice, huh? Yeah. And then over here is my attempt, year number 2 attempt at trying to start rosemary. I've got nothing coming up. And then I had 2 different varieties of lavender. Lavender True and Common English Lavender. And on the lavender, I have 1 little plant that popped up. Excuse me. No, thank you. This is why these are set up in my laundry room, to keep little hands and dogs away from them. Yeah, little hands like yours. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. So let's go take a look at the ones that I have out here. So out here is where I have moved all of my peppers and eggplants and 2 trays of tomato starts, which still feels excessive, but not as bad as last year. And they seem to be doing all right. I figured maybe a little bit of natural sunlight would be a better option. And they seem to be doing really well. Vroom, vroom, vroom. One of the other things that we're doing is adding to our livestock, to our flock. Sort of. I waited way too long to order chickens, and I was trying to be responsible and not be a crazy chicken lady, but I did go on to Murray McMurray, and I was too late to get the black copper Morans that I really wanted for those dark brown chocolate eggs, and they were also out of the lavender Orpington, which I've been wanting for a number of years now, just because they're super pretty. And so I decided not to be that chicken person, and I didn't order anything else. I had some in my cart, some of the green and other blue egg layers, and I passed up on it. I only placed my order for my meat birds, and then it was like within a couple of weeks that we had the fox attacks of, was it 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too. So anyways, we had a fox come, and we've posted about this before, but we had 8 chickens, 7 hens, and a rooster. They were supposed to all be hens when we ordered them, but we got a rooster. His name is Jerry. He's fine. We're keeping him for now. But a fox came and got one of my Americanas, which I was super bummed about because I really liked the blue eggs. So now I only have 1 Americana, and it was a big ordeal. We set up a game cam and figured out how the fox was getting into the hen house. The rooster woke me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning one night. So there was this big whole kerfluffle with me waking up and looking out the window, and I could see it in the coop, like running around, and it attacked one of the chickens, and Nate went running out. Anyways, so it didn't get another chicken, thank goodness. Just the 1. So we are now down to a flock of 7, 6 hens, and a rooster. Yeah. So I'll definitely want to add some more chickens in the future, just to kind of get our coop, our flock up a little bit, and get some more of those really beautiful different egg colors. But we did place our order for our meat birds. So we're just doing Cornish cross, which is what we did last year. I had really good luck with them. I didn't lose any, knock on wood. I know that that is a problem that people run into. But we didn't. We did really well. I think we only got like 14, maybe 16 last year, and we're doing 25 this year. So we have the chicken tractor that Nate built for us last year. So we'll just put them in there, and we'll drag the tractor around every day just to give them some fresh grass to be on. We do also have to add to our list to build a brooder. We have used different things in the past, from like a big plastic tote, chickies, from a big plastic tote to last year we used one of the metal water troughs that I had got. And for a smaller number of chickens it was okay, but I think with 25 those options are going to be too small for us. So we have it on our list for Nate to build a brooder just out of some plywood or something. I also want to put a top on it, just a like chicken wire. Chickies! I know, it's so exciting. Chickies, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
You love chickies.
We're gonna get chickies.
So we'll build something, and I want a top on it because when they get to that age where they're like not quite big enough to go out yet, but they are starting to like jump and fly up onto the edges, and then they just get everywhere. They poop everywhere. I don't want that. So we're gonna build it. We're gonna build it right. But yeah, we got 25 of the Cornish cross from Murray McMurray, a standard favorite, and we're looking forward to those coming. So I failed to mention that this is day 2 of our quarantine. Is that what we're calling it?
I think so.
It's Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And schools are closed for 2 weeks. So this is the second day that we have all been home together. It's been quite interesting. It's going to be a long 2 weeks. I'm not complaining. I love spending time with my children.
Yeah, but just not when it comes.
Not when the crying comes, which is where we're at right now. Mr. Wyatt, I don't know what's been going on. He hasn't been feeling great the past couple days. He doesn't have a fever or anything, but he's just a little congested and very,
Maybe he has
very
a tooth
fussy.
coming.
Maybe he does have a tooth coming. That's a good idea.
But
But
I
he's
don't know
just,
why he's just crying.
I know. And he won't let me put him down. I was just trying to wash dishes and he was sitting at my feet, just screaming and crying and pinching my legs. So that's fun. So yeah, it's weird times right now. Kids and I are stuck at home together, loving on each other, at each other's throats the next minute. It's gonna be great. It's all gonna be great. Trying to figure out how to keep an 18-month-old and an almost 7-year-old entertained, learning, having fun, not killing each other. But other homestead things that we've been doing are really just gearing up and getting ready for spring. Nate and I last weekend sat down with a big poster board and sketched out our homestead and just kind of talked and dreamed a little bit about what we would like it to look like in the future. I think I've got him on board pretty much to build a barn, and I think that will be on our list of things to try and get done this summer. I think the reason that he's on board is that part of that barn design, the main building, would be a shop. So that would be a space for him to be able to work, for both of us to be able to work, to build things, to repair things. It's a space that's very much needed. We, this last weekend, cleaned out our garage because Nate, being a carpenter, has lots and lots of tools. Yeah, he accumulates lots and lots of stuff and extra materials, and they just kind of get piled everywhere. So we made the decision to clean out the garage because the garage was making me crazy. We moved all of that kind of stuff down into the basement. So the basement will be a whole nother project for another day because half of our basement is still unfinished and we use that for storage mostly, and now that side is a disaster. But we decided it would be fun to, he's been saying, I mean, since he took it, while he was taking it, cleaned out a lot and threw away a lot of stuff together. It felt really good. And as soon as he finished the course, he already was like, I want to take it again, back to these there's just so much information. Nate took the course a couple years ago now. It'll be fun for both of us. To get to go. Bees are definitely more his thing than my thing. I'm not like super excited about getting like up in there with the bees. I'm not like a hands-on excited for the bees, but I am excited to learn because we only had that one honey harvest. It was very profitable and it was delicious. Like there's just nothing like homemade local honey, real honey. Not what you buy at the store. What you buy at the store just tastes like cheap and sugary to me now. So I have been hankering for some of that farm fresh honey, and hopefully we'll get it again. We've ordered our packages of bees. We have none right now. They've all died. All of our colonies died, all of our hives. And that was mostly just because we didn't have the time to invest in taking care of them. You probably know too that we just finished flipping a house. So that has been the last 8 months of our life. And ironically, you know, we've been saying now for a few months as we finished up that project that we are just desperate and dying to get back home and to just be home together. So it's a little ironic and eating your words that then school would be canceled for 2 weeks and we're sort of stuck at home together, really trying to practice that social distancing, not going out if we don't need to. You know, the kids and I are going outside to play and get fresh air. I actually tried to dig into the garden over the weekend and pull up a bunch of the plants that I realized I just never did. I was lazy and I didn't clean up my garden last year. So I still have all these stumps of things just dead and sitting there. And I went to start doing it because things are starting to kind of thaw and melt around here. There's still snow on the ground, but it was a really warm weekend. I mean, it was like, I don't know, close to 50 anyways, which up in Maine, we're like bikini weather. But I went to start pulling them out and realized I couldn't because the soil underneath was still very much frozen. So I guess I have to wait a little bit longer. Not being able to go out, the hardest part for me right now is just not being able to go to nurseries, greenhouse nurseries. Like all I want to do is go to Longfellow's and walk around and touch plants and smell dirt. And I shouldn't be doing that, so I've not done it yet, but it's getting to be that time. It's mid-March, and you just know that spring is right around the corner. Just desperate to get out there and start planting. I don't know. I'll have to shop online. Maybe I can order some plants online to satiate my hunger for green things. If you've got any places that you like to shop, please let me know for sure, because we're sitting around a lot. But anyway, thinking of you, thinking of all of you, the crazy times that we're in right now, you know, we just definitely need to think of one another, pray for one another, and be there to support one another, even if it's virtually. But that's the cool thing about the times that we're in. My daughter was just watching her school teachers read her books on YouTube, on the TV. So it's like they were right here. And that was kind of a nice moment for her to still feel connected to them. Anyway, hope you have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.